It's February 19th, 2022. Now I'm sitting here and I am really tossing this around, like almost on the verge of tears. Like, I don't know what's pertinent, what's not, what the humans have. I mean, I have a paper that says that there's unrest in the American colonies. It's the first piece of explanation, and it doesn't go into great detail. It's at a very elementary level. There's no names involved. I mean, there's some names, but they're nothing. Well, no, they're essentially important, but it just gets incredibly confusing. Lou and Lynn tell me tonight that in their time frame of broken loudspeakers, which is now my part of my reference for all of these podcasts that they've expanded into, there was a show by the name of Sanford and Son. It is non-familial to my family. And Linda said she used to watch it all the time. She actually loved it. This is the brokenness of the illusion I'm living in zero education system or zero advanced warning to my parents of any kind that they themselves or I could be in danger. My mother would watch the show, and on the show, he said something. He grabs his heart and he says, "Louise, I'm coming for you." Now, interesting enough, with my father being Louis, the only difference on the spelling is there's an E. One is indicative of a male without the E. One has the E and it would be a female at ridicule or at passive aggressive, whatever. What's more significant than anything is the fact that the non-familial ancestry that was on the show that made these statements in broad daylight, that I don't know who knows and who doesn't know, unbeknownst to me, about deeper investigatory practices that are going on, that have been, to me, I mean, I haven't been enlightened in a forward-facing, like, consistent, congenial format. I am now, like, just ciphering this together. There's, this is what they call a Bible. This tiny little, I know, to admirable something with sharp teeth and a Sharpie pen who looks for pencil, x-ray, whatever. Their Bibles are not this condensed. They consider something else a Bible. However, in New York, the state of New York, and other places, they call it a Bible. Now, it's in publication, it's in circulation. I don't know. I don't want to discredit, because there's the King James version in here, and I know people study it. Whatever, but it just scares me when I see in calendar grid format in January this going on with these letters. These are small signs locally that get confusing internationally with 13 colonies and a Great Britain, let's call it. So I don't know why certain things would be allowed to be purposely misleading and quietly like crouching in. When you look at patterns in New York, they're saying, and I don't know how you become an attorney general. Is this an appointed position? Who's involved in this? Getting to this level of importance has been withheld from me. Being able to know what this is and being involved in any shape or form has been withheld. I don't know why. This is the program. There's also a woman by the name of Gail King that comes on here. So now you have two people, a King, somebody going by the name King, and you have a state person, employee, that's going by James. This gets confusing when that's what the Bible says, or this the smaller version of it, and there's not edification and confirmation for the residents in this Christian land. So now I have this, they call this a Bible. This is a 52-week overview by a different man that I encountered. But again, this is what they're saying is a Bible, which is very different than the Book of Kings that others, whatever. This one, however, while smaller, I met this gentleman, and he has an author's biography in here. With this one, it's more of like a stock, I don't know what. It's been translated so many different ways, it says. There's some language in here that really concerns me based on what my New York landscape looks like, with a calendar of now where's my nearest kingdom member? I mean, something happened, and the king that was calling itself a king back last season, in my parents' season, something happened to them and whatever, but his name made it to the calendar. How did the name make it onto the calendar if there was all of this aviation issue going on and stuff that I'm not even aware of because it's moving in the distance around me? But Louis had somebody come contact him about these weird money things from Nigeria. Then he's had contacts about straw buying homes in the inner cities. I mean, he's been exposed to, like, not my family member, but what's stalking him is a picture of a completely different family, but yet he's never able to complete, or, I mean, he'll have money he'll get funded, like for WCN, for podcasts on the internet for a little while, doing interviews. But then the money, runs out because you have to run the business and so on and so forth. And then there's been nothing since then. Same thing with Douglas Bremen. Now, I know that there's unrest in the American colonies, but it feels like my family has been stalked on the way in since arrival in New York. with all of these really, I don't know, characters. Then you've got this guy, Lord, that came into my dad's life, which he clings to and is friendly with, who says that he's with Meta, Meta. He's some kind of technology, whatever. It just feels really scary to be in my shoes at the moment. I have faith. I have to have faith in others, but that's the support system that I noticed that when President Joe Biden came on, he had almost a Supreme Court library of support behind him, which gave me confidence, of course, because he's supposed to be the man that I look to for strength on the TV, that he's working to keep everyone safe. But it's a little hard when I've been set in a direction and path that has pieces that are traceable and following on the way in. And then of late, to have the latest cyber attack, and now like the health issue starting to teeter and slide off. It's just frightening. It's very, very frightening. And I don't know how if it's coordinated, if it's staged, if it's in succession. But there's been coordinated television shows and I guess implants put into certain positions that I haven't been. I mean, how do you? It's absolutely frightening. I know I have. I think I have. Anthony's father actually passed away last night, somewhere in North Carolina with all of his family. One would have thought he was a veteran with the Korean War, that if he was going to bother sending his son and not dissuading his son away to be in my daily life. I mean, what side of the family are these people working for is what I don't understand. They're making things so much worse instead of making things better. I said so much to somebody on a sports theme, whatever, when I got hit with some needle I didn't see coming. Big Brother keeping a vigilant eye, I guess, sweeps in out of nowhere and then sweeps back out with whatever. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies broken. Today's the day that the national alert went on my phone for the weather service for the winter squall, SQUALL.